there, sports fans. This is Paytry TV, and I'm Quinito Henson. And I'm going solo for this episode. Diane Casilla called for an emergency, but the show must go on. We're in the middle of FIBA World Cup fever. And a few days ago, over at the Sofitel Philippine Plaza, Manila, there was a major ceremony. And that was to honor this year's FIBA Hall of Fame inductees. One of them, of course, was a legendary Filipino basketball player. His name, Caloy Loyzaga. And in this episode, we'll talk about Caloy. We'll talk about his achievements, his honors, what he brought to our country in terms of national pride. And we'll also get to meet some of his children to talk about his legacy, how he was as a father and as an athlete. But before that, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, Playtry TV. And we want to remind you that with several more days left in the FIBA World Cup calendar, we still have our free shuttles for you. And we'll show that in our graphics right now. Play your part. Get a free ride. Show your FIBA game ticket for the day. Subscribe and like to Playtry TV, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And like Moten Philippines on your Facebook. Now, here's the schedule of our free bus rides. Let's focus our attention on August 28th. That's tomorrow, Mall of Asia. And we have 3 pickup points, Festival Mall. And that will be in Alabang or in Muntinlupa. We've got SM Makati, SM North EDSA. And those are the departure times. And those are the arrival times. And August 28th, that will be at Araneta to watch the Philippines versus Italy game. And then Mall of Asia, August 20, that will be to watch the US game. So those are the schedules for your free shuttle service bus rides to the FIBA World Cup games featuring the Philippines and the US. So those buses are going to go to Araneta for the Philippine games and the Mall of Asia Arena for the US games. Okay, handa na po tayo. Let's get on with the show. We'll talk about Caloy Loyzaga, and let's introduce our guests for this special episode. First of all, we've got Quinito Loyzaga. Quinito Loyzaga is with us. Hi there, Chito.
Hi, Quinito. Hello, everyone that's following us. A pleasant afternoon, perhaps. And thank you for having us, Quinito.
Thank you very much.
And it was great to see you the other night at the
yes.
Hall of Fame.
It was amazing. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. We also have Joey Loyzaga with us. Hey, Joey.
Hello, guys.
All right. Woo. Now, Chito
Thank
and
you.
Joey
And to
Loyzaga
all the
played in the
listeners,
PBA for
hello.
many years. So we're all familiar with those guys, Quinito Loyzaga and Joey Loyzaga. Plus, we also have their 2 sisters, Bing Loyzaga is with us, and Teresa Loyzaga. Let's bring them both on. Hi there,
Mr.
Teresa.
Henson, brothers.
Wow, I'm
good
surrounded
afternoon.
by beauty and brawn. Okay, so we've got the Loyzaga brothers and the Loyzaga sisters, and we're here talking about their father, their illustrious, the big difference. Carlos Caloy Loyzaga. And first of all, Chito, you guys were all there. How did it feel? How did it feel? Joey's not talking to somebody else.
Interview.
Okay, Joey, mag-mute ka muna. Okay, but Chito,
Hello.
let's talk about the induction, and that was held at the Sofitel Philippine Plaza Hotel. That was a magnificent affair because we were stacked with a star-studded audience. How did it feel to go up on stage and deliver the acceptance speech in behalf of your dad, Chito?
Well, Quinito, of course, everything is new and uncertain. This is the first time I've been invited and participated in something in the world stage, and a bit nervous, but then again, I guess it was really a great honor for my father to be inducted there, and really the night was just about him. So we went there to represent him, and we just wanted to make sure that he is honored and that his legacy continues.
Yeah, we've got a poster of the FIBA Hall of Fame class of 2023. That poster showing all of the inductees. There were 12, including Yao Ming. And of course, your dad was there. There was an Indonesian, there was a Japanese, there was an Italian coach, so and a French player and coach. There it is. It's the FIBA Hall of Fame class of 2023, and you can
Wow.
spot Caloy Loyzaga all the way in the back. That's an amazing poster, and we've got a
Beautiful.
picture also of Caloy Loyzaga that was shown during the induction ceremonies. I think we've got that picture now,
Yeah.
and paying tribute to King Caloy, as he was called. And we want to ask Bing Loizaga, how did it feel? You were there in the audience. Your dad was honored, and in the audience were luminaries like, well, the PLD chairman, the SBP chairman emeritus, the FIBA Central Board member Manny V. Pangilinan was there, the FIBA Secretary General Andrea Zaglis, and talking about Manny Pangilinan, there he is saying hello to your mother and Princess, your sister, at the back. Bing, did you hear anything that MVP mentioned to your mom at this point?
You know what, Quinito? It was so sweet. It was so sweet of MVP to approach us. When we got there, we were told that just stay put, because MVP wants to meet your mom. So, syempre, we were all excited and thrilled na he's coming over. He's coming over to see mom, to see us, to greet us and welcome us. And then he started, when he got there, he said hello to my mom, and he started explaining on the process, I believe, of the my dad being inducted. And he said to my mom, like, they asked me if I know Caloy Loyzaga, and he goes, "Of course I know him. I was a young boy when he was such a superstar, and I was such a fan." It is overwhelming. It is nakakakilig for
Mhm.
somebody like him to honor my dad. So it was really a very, very good experience with Mr. MVP.
Well, Teresa, Dirk Nowitzki, the NBA great, was in the audience. Grant Hill was also in the audience. The NBA Deputy Commissioner, Mark Tatum, was also in the audience. And the POC President, Mayor Bumble Tolentino, was there. The PSC Chairman, Dicky Bachman, was there. PBA Chairman, Ricky Vargas, was there. The governors of the PBA Commissioner, Willie Marshall, Senator Sonny Angara was there. Hans C. was there. I mean, this was a star studded cast, all of those witnessing this induction ceremony. And Teresa, you were there. How did that feeling overwhelm you?
I was in awe. I felt like I was floating. And then I asked myself, what have I done for me to be able to be in that room with all these great people? I go, it's not me. Nothing about me. It's dad. You know, to see the greatness of all these sports people from the government, the mighty ones. And I'm sitting there watching everyone. It's all thank you, dad. Thank you. I felt so proud, so privileged, so honored to have my family there, to have mom there. We were there thanks to dad. I wish he was still here.
Well, so true. But the whole country is also so proud of your dad and shares that feeling of pride. And Joey, you and Chito played in the PBA. You played basketball, and you know the achievements of your dad. He was a two-time Olympian, and in 1954, he led the Philippines to that bronze medal finish. We've got a picture of the bronze medal, by the way. We want to flash it right here. It's that bronze medal that your dad won for the Philippines, and we'll show that momentarily. But
Wow.
Joey, that achievement in 1954, that's the highest ever finish by an Asian country in the FIBA World Cup history. That had to be a milestone, a landmark. And that was one of the reasons why your dad was chosen to be inducted in the FIBA Hall of Fame. Let's savor it because,
Wow.
no other Asian country has landed a podium finish in the FIBA World Cup, in the history of the FIBA World Cup. And the Philippines did it. And your dad made it happen. And Joey, seeing this medal and being there the other night, witnessing the induction of your dad in the FIBA Hall of Fame, that had to be a tremendous feeling, and it touched and certainly touched your heart, Joey.
Yes, it really did. Um, you know, I haven't really seen this medal until my sister Bing really fixed it and shined it back. And
Uh
when
huh.
she showed it to me, wow, that really hit me. I really, I really took a picture of it and even showed it to some sports writers that this is the medal, and said, "Wow!" They even them they were so surprised and that we still have it. Thanks to my sister Bing.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Joey, just talking about your dad's achievements as a basketball player. Now, we've got a lot of pictures of your dad playing, sort of like a review of his history. He played in two Olympics in 1952 and
Wow! Look at
1956.
that.
Yeah. He played for Sambeda, took Sambeda to two championships in the NCAA 1951 and 1952. Playing for Econ, that's the jersey that he's wearing in that picture. He led Econ to 49 straight wins, all the way from 54 to 56, and seven straight championships from 1954 to 1961. I mean, all of those achievements. He actually won 25 gold medals for the Philippines in an international career that spanned 72 total games, where the Philippines won 58. Now, just back to that picture. Chito, I noticed that your dad was had like a bandage on his right arm. Did you remember what happened? Why he had that injury?
As I can recall, he played. How the baseball field in Rizal Memorial is just across the basketball field, at the basketball stadium. Sorry. So I think he went across and played a pickup game of actually it's a softball,
Okay.
um, with some friends. And I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this was one of the reasons why uh, he did not make it anymore to um, the Olympic Games in Rome. In 1960?
Yes, 1960.
Yes. So I think the year before, or even more than a year before the 1960 of Rome, that's when he broke his his arm, playing softball, and it took some time to heal. I mean, during those times, you really had to wait and put everything under a cast setup, no, and wait for a few months for it to heal, and then you would have to go undergo therapy as well, no. So that's what I can recall, and I really honestly remember him telling me about this during the times that we had some chats, just between him and myself.
Yeah, well, that's Arturo Rios over to his right or to our left, right? A
Correct.
former Zambia
Mhm.
coach, also former national coach. There's a picture of Caloy Loyzaga with a thick, crop of hair. Now, towards his later years, he lost his hair. Chito, parang you're following in his footsteps as far as that's concerned. But what happened with his hair? He had such a big, large crop of hair at that point, Chito.
Well, again, based from his stories, huh? And this is him telling me stories like this, because I said, so Dad, I mean, how come you lost your hair? So he would tell me, well, first of all, he was not really a hairy person.
Okay.
But according to him, during those times, they would, they would always train and practice. So it's shower, shampoo, shower, shampoo, wash your
Oh,
hair, and then that was his story,
oh,
and
okay.
and maybe, I started because, it gets damaged right away. It's always sweaty, and then I take a bath, and then I shower, and then I shampoo my hair, and that's his storyline.
That's
So
his story. Okay.
yeah,
But
and then
here's, yeah.
slowly started to lose his hair.
Well, it happens. It happens. Here's a picture of different pennants that Caloy collected during his career, and that's really so nice. And Joey, can you take us through some of these memorable souvenirs of your dad?
I think this banner. Uh, I think when
Well,
he was
I
playing
think one is in
Asian
one was
Games,
from
1952. This one,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I, there's
Asian
the
Games,
Asian Games of
1962,
1962. That's right. Yeah, and
1962,
then there's one
and then this one,
a competition in Chile in
wow,
1959.
59,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
and
then the
then these are the
emblems of the
Philippine flags
Philippines.
on, yeah, on his jersey, yeah,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah,
these other two are from Barcelona, no, baloncesto.
yeah,
Maybe
but
it's in Spain or something.
in Spain, yes, yes. Well, Ico
Yeah.
did have a tour of Spain at one point, and
Yes.
I think they played 9 games. They only lost once to Real Madrid, so that's an incredible record. But I think we've got a picture of your dad when he was running for councillor in Manila, and
Wow.
a very interesting boy was with him during a political rally. Okay,
Correct.
we have a picture here of King Caloy, as he was known, during a political rally, and that was when he was running for councillor in Manila. There's the
Manila.
former
Correct.
Philippine Athletic or Philippine Athletic Federation President Felipe Monserrat over to the right, and there's
Wow.
King Kaloy in the middle, and there's a little boy who's over there to the left of our perspective. And Teresa, can you tell us something about this picture and who that little boy could be?
Well, first of all, we'd like to thank Bing Loizaga for these photos once again, because through her excavation of all these old photos, we've come to realize that little boy with dad there is our president of today, Ferdinand Marcos Jr.
Amazing!
That is
That's
Bongbong Marcos.
that's President
Yes.
Bongbong Marcos. Oh my gosh!
Yes.
And I think he's your dad is holding him up.
He used to
Yes.
carry him on his
Correct.
shoulders and everything walking
Mm.
around. There's a few more
Oh my
photos of that
gosh!
that I can forward to you to let you to see it.
That's amazing. That's an amazing picture. That's the president of the Philippines at the moment with Caloy Loyzaga at a political rally. That's amazing. And
Quinito,
um,
I don't know
yeah,
how true, huh? I don't
uh-huh.
know how true, but from memory and brothers, being sister, let me know. Sister, Springs is there. Is
I
it true? Do I
excavated her.
remember right that dad used
Uh-huh.
to say he's his inaanak?
Inaanak niya.
Mm.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
first of
inaanak
all,
daw niya si Bongbong.
yeah, let's welcome Princess. And she's in a frame now
Hello.
with Bing. Hi there, Princess. And
Hello.
Bing,
Hi.
welcome back. Bing, Princess,
Yes.
tell us about this picture with your dad and the President Bongbong Marcos.
Well, you know what, Kinito, when I found these photos, of course I had to share it with my siblings. In the beginning, of course, I had no idea on who he was carrying. And then you will
Mm.
see the caption that he is carrying Bongbong Marcos. So kami talagang we were stunned when we saw this. We did not think that, he was that close to them during that time.
Yeah, I guess he was. And Princess, what can you say about everything that's happened over the past several days when your dad was inducted in the FIBA Hall of
Well,
Fame?
in the beginning, it's overwhelming for me because I come from Australia yet, and then coming back home, and all of these things. Like yesterday, when this group of the reporters, the press came towards Bing, Joey, and Teresa. It's like, I just panicked. Like, okay, I'm out. No, no, no. What do I say? I just get shy. It's not for me, really, but I think
Overwhelmed. I believe she's
Mm-mm.
very, very overwhelmed with everything that's happening.
But of course, I'm so proud of my dad. I'm so proud of
Yes.
my dad.
Yeah, for what he's done. And Joey, okay, now you've got your three sisters here on this call. Tell us about your experiences with your dad. If you're asked, if you can identify one special moment that you will remember your dad the most, what would that moment be, Joey?
Well, he always brought me with him, and actually, my name wasn't Joey. My name was Russo. All his
Russo.
contemporaries, all his contemporaries used to call me that. And I didn't
Okay.
know, Joey. And then later on, Joey. But all the time it was Russo. That's
Okay.
the only time. I was always with him. He brought me to the games, to different sports. He even brought me to the movies and everything. But that's that. Nothing to do with really, for him to tell me stories about his basketball years. Never. It was all dad and son. You know.
Yeah, he was
She
he was
he would
being a
bring me to
father
the
to you.
games, yes,
Yeah, he was
but
being a
to
father
be
to you.
telling me of his how he played and how his achievements, not really. It is
Yeah.
more of bonding of son and dad that I
Okay,
will
so
never never
now we're
forget.
gonna call Joey Russo. That's because he looks like
Russo,
a Russian.
that's Russo. I'll never forget that.
Yeah. Teresa, what about you? Any special recollection that you have of your dad? An experience that you cherish most about him?
One very special one, which was my birthday. I turned
Okay.
10 years old. He was sitting in this long chair and he sits me on his lap. And he was telling me not to grow up so fast. He said, "You're a 10 ager already." I turned 10. "You're a
Uh-huh.
10 ager already and you're growing so fast." He wanted to have this little girl, still little and sitting in his lap for a longer time. I think he saw that I was a free spirited child wandering here and there. He was just merely telling me to slow down. And I
Mhm.
remember that very clearly to this day. And that was a very tender moment between my dad and myself. I will never forget.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. What about you, Princess? Any special moment you'd like to share with us about your dad?
Every
Okay.
time he's being interviewed, so the write up is there, and then of course you start putting the wife Vicky and the children Chito, Joey, Teresa, and Bing. So they forget me, and
Oh.
later on he gets upset. He really gets upset. I said, Dad, why? You know, they interview me, but they don't put you there. It's okay, Dad. No, no, it's not okay. It upsets him. But of
True.
course, I feel special.
Yeah.
But
You are.
yeah, yeah. So, that really makes me, yeah, love him more because
Yeah.
of that gesture. He gets angry. Dad, just don't mind them. So
What
that's
about you,
special.
Bing? What about you, Bing?
Um, you know what, Kinita? During my grade school and high school, my dad, ano yan, hatid sundo.
Mm-mm.
And it's not
Oh
just
Oh,
me,
yes.
even my
the
sisters.
three girls.
Okay.
Hatid sundo
Hatid
yan.
Talaga,
sundo
ah?
yan, daddy ko. But one thing that I will never forget is during the early early 2000s, I had a I had a one woman show, an art exhibit, and he was there to cut the ribbon for my exhibit. Ay naku, I might cry. Anyway, sabi niya sa akin, I am extremely proud of you, Iha, because this has nothing to do with basketball. This is just all you. So I'm so proud you are doing something for you. And I just embraced him during that time. So I will always treasure that particular day wherein he was so proud of me because I was doing something for me,
Wow,
and
that's
he was
something.
telling
That's
me to
really
be,
something.
yes.
That's something to remember. So, Chito, what about a special moment that you remember about your dad? Any moment that you'll always remember about him?
Well, honestly, Kinito, there are a lot, no. But
Mm-hmm.
perhaps what I can really, what I really treasure was there was a time when I went to visit him in Australia, and I talked to my mother, and I'd ask her if she wanted to have a break and come to Manila so she can see her family and her relatives and her mother and meet her friends. So I I I, I decided that at that time I would make my mom come to Manila and I would stay with my dad for and I stayed with him for about 3 months, just him and me, one on one, and those were the times that are they're very fresh in my mind at this point, no. And I treasure that very much. And the things that we did together, from playing golf to cooking to even just walking around the community where he lived, was is really fresh in my mind. And the things that we discussed just between him and me, those I will really treasure and keep with me. So that was really a good time and a good decision that I made uh, to go and stay with him for that time.
You mentioned cooking with your dad. Was he a good cook?
No, he didn't cook, but he definitely ate up a storm. Uh,
Okay.
um, I did most of the cooking.
Okay.
And I mean, honestly speaking as well, I'm not also a great cook like my mom, but I can cook, no. But I would look at him straight in the eye and say, "Do you want to eat out better than me cooking?" So we'll just hop into the car and grab something, a takeout food somewhere. Whether it will be Chinese or just a burger or whatever.
Well, that's
Uh,
amazing. Okay, Chito, we were talking about your dad's eating and your cooking and being princess. Do you remember any favorite food that your dad liked to eat?
Yeah, my dad
Princess.
loves the Hungry Jacks. Hungry Jacks.
Oh,
And
now
yeah.
that's an Australian franchise.
Yes. I
Okay.
think that's Burger King also. But yeah, he
Oh,
likes
okay.
the Whopper, but he pronounces it like, the Australian way, Whopper.
Wappa. All right.
And the soft
Okay,
serve
guys.
cone, ice
Yeah.
cream, he likes that.
Oh, okay. The ice cream too. Well, it's been fun talking to you guys, and a special honor because, Caloy Loyzaga, not just your father, but, I consider him to be the father of Philippine basketball. And
Thank
he was
you.
awarded for a
Oh,
special
thank
reason.
you, Kanich.
Yeah. And Chito, I just want to be able to say the things that you mentioned in your acceptance speech. And, with your indulgence, I'd like to, uh, I'd like to read that portion that I think touched everybody's heart when you deliver that message. And if I can read this uh, to those who are watching us right now, Chito said, Beyond his accolades, our family hopes that he will be remembered for his love of the game. Along with this, may he also be remembered for his honesty, integrity, sense of justice and fair play, his simple dignity, quiet humility, and deep gratitude for having been given the opportunity to represent his country. These are perhaps what may set him apart from some other athletes, past and present. I thought that summarized everything about your dad and the reason why he was enshrined in the FIBA Hall of Fame and why he is immortalized. And Joey, you want to respond to uh, that that message that Chito delivered on stage during the Hall of Fame night?
It was just very, very true what Chito said. That's how dad was to us, and how he delivered himself to the basketball world. he was really something else.
Well, what about you, Teresa? What was your reaction when you heard those words coming from Chito on stage?
I'd like to reiterate to Chito that was really a beautiful speech what he did the other night. And I guess one thing that really hit me in totality of what Chito said,
Uh,
I'm reminded about
Go ahead,
what
Teresa.
Dad used to say before, how much he loves the country, his love for country. He's always said, I play for the country. It's not for me, it's not for money, it's not for my fame, but my love for country. He loves the Philippines. He was so proud to play for the Philippines. His daughter right now, I'm so thankful that finally here in the Philippines he's being recognized and around the world. It is about time. I am just so proud of that. That is what really hit me the most in my brother's speech the other night.
And Bing and Princess, your reaction to Chito's delivery.
The same as Teresa said, I've always heard my dad say to my two brothers, because they would play overseas, play for represent the Philippines. It's the same thing. My dad would tell them, always play for the love, your country first. Money, I don't know, but things change now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always for the country. Always for the country.
And Bing?
I think Chito really summed it up. My dad's whole persona, not just as a player, but as a human being and as our father. He really described him to a T. Maybe other people don't know my dad or don't see certain characteristics that Chito mentioned of my dad. But really, if you get to know my dad, kulang yung mga adjectives ni Chito, pero he summed it really well. And I'm really proud of what he delivered.
Well, those are really nice words coming from you, Bing. And we've got some more pictures here of King Caloy in action during his basketball career. This was a game between LaSalle and Sambeda, and Caloy Loyzaga was wearing number 3 for Sambeda. And that's Kurt Bachman, the father of the Philippine Sports Commission Chairman Dicky Bachman, playing against Caloy. And they later on became teammates, of course, for the national team. Here's when the Philippines won its first Asian Basketball Confederation Championship. And ABC is now called FIBA Asia. That's Caloy Loyzaga in midair executing a jackknife layup. And then over on the right side, there's Caloy Loyzaga and Kurt Bachman playing for the Philippine team and hoisting their coach, Luli Rios, in a victory ride after winning that championship. And but those are wonderful mementos of Caloy Loyzaga's basketball career. Yeah. So with that, we want to thank you again, the Loizaga children, Teresa, Bing, Princess, Chito, and Joey, for gracing our show and paying tribute to your dad, the entire Filipino nation behind you in loving your father and for appreciating what he has
Thank
done or
you.
what he
Thank
did
you.
for Philippine basketball and Philippine sports in a whole. So with that, we want to thank you again for joining us. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, Ping.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Princess.
Quinito. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Chito, and thanks,
Thank
Joey.
you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the Loizaga family and for King Caloy Loizaga, the big difference, a new inductee to the FIBA Hall of Fame. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Gracias.
FIBA. Thank you,
Bye.
Philippines.
Bye.
Thanks, Quinito.
Okay, that was our special episode on Caloy Loizaga, and you heard it straight from his children talking about their father, their special memories of him. We went through his basketball career and what he accomplished for the Philippines, and it's amazing, and it's also wonderful that during this FIBA World Cup, the Hall of Fame of class of 2023 was inducted, and that included a Filipino, the first Filipino player to be inducted in the FIBA Hall of Fame. That's Caloy Loizaga. Back in 2007, there was another Filipino inducted in the FIBA Hall of Fame. That was Dionisio Chito Calvo, but he made it because of his contributions, on the technical side to FIBA and for growing the sport of basketball in the Asian region. So there you have it. And again, want to be able to say, like, share, subscribe to Play Try TV. And then let's show our schedule once more for those free shuttle rides to the FIBA World Cup games. And play your part for a free ride. Show your FIBA game ticket for the day, and then ride that bus. You see it very clearly. There's a sticker. It says Molten. It says Plate Right, and there's a picture of Dayan Casillejo and me, so you can't miss it. Those are three buses coming out of three different locations: a Festival Mall in Alabang, SM Makati, and SM North EDSA. And this is the schedule. Let's see the next schedule. That's August 27, and that will be tonight, actually. And then August 28, that's tomorrow. That's a Monday. So the pickup points, you see the departure times going to the Mall of Asia. And then August 29, that'll go to Araneta. And August 30, that'll go to the Mall of Asia. You notice the Araneta games will be for the Philippine games, and the Mall of Asia games will be for the Philippine team. All right, there you have it. Maraming salamat po for joining us on Play Try TV. This is Quinito Henson saying, play try all the time. Thank you.